Well, hello and welcome. This is the WWW, the Weekly Wellness Wednesday. We want to welcome you live or on this recording. Yes, and I'm Robert here at my home in a little town called Granbury, Texas. And my co-host tonight is Miss Carol Henderson. Carol, where are you dialing in from?
I'm from north of Amarillo, Texas.
She's about as far north as you can get in this great state. Otherwise,
Yes,
you'd be
but I stayed in Texas.
You did. You go any further, you'd be in what, New Mexico?
No, Oklahoma and then Kansas.
Okay, well, there you go. So, and Dorothy may be waving at you too as she flies by. So we want to welcome you guys. And again, it's a pleasure, it's an honor to be with you on this live stream tonight. And remember, you know, we always say this, you're doing what 90, even 98% of the population on the planet does not do. And that is showing up and working on yourself and committing to your health and committing to be that next level of contribution who you want to be. Yes, yeah, let's give everybody, you know, give yourselves a round of applause. And if you can, reach out with your right arm. You can't be corny with this, reach out. Go ahead, guys. Adam, Sarah. Now, over your left shoulder and pat the VIP on the back tonight. Each and every one of us is a VIP and you're showing up. So Carol, we have some really cool guests that we're interviewing tonight. And so let's tee this up a little bit. So our guests are hailing from a little town outside of Ottawa, up in the beautiful, our neighbors to the north of us, if you're in America here, up in Canada. And these guys are a beautiful couple. And they've only been, they're still newlyweds, wouldn't you say, Carol?
I would say so, especially when you've been as married as long as Robert and I have. Not that we're married to each other.
Yeah, look out. So it's been about 25 years from my honey and I, Joy and I, and Keith and you, Carol, have been together how long?
49 years.
Wow. So Adam and Sarah have been together, I'm sure blissfully, I'm sure no hiccups, nothing in these 2 years they've been together. We won't go there tonight, but again, a beautiful couple. And there's two munchkins in the household. It is, let me get these names right here. It is, and two little ones. And we have Rose and Adriana. And we've seen pictures and these guys they're about cute as it gets. And you guys have some amazing little ones, which are a reflection of who you are as adults and people as well. So we want to welcome you guys. Adam, highly successful entrepreneur. Adam connects. Adam, I didn't ask you earlier, but you do something with even on the some of the post-traumatic issues people have in getting through life and PTSD. What 911? Can you touch on that as far as what that's about?
Sure. Yeah, there's a program called the 911 PTSD Foundation, and they specialized in taking care of the children survivors from people who got killed on 9/11.
Oh.
And there's a special focus now because there's no more children. They've all grown up. So currently the organization is looking for other types of children to help. And they go through multiple countries and help the children of children survivors whose parents have perished in whatever kind of horrific events happen in the world today. We have to all stick together and be by each other's side and support each other mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
Well, I just had to bring that up because that's a huge need around the planet, isn't it? So and if you have interest or know people involved in that scenario, definitely get back with us and we can connect you guys. And you also are a very prolific entrepreneur as far as software tech. You know, Carol Barr, many of my closest friends, you know, utilize your software and your apps, and you're so cutting edge in what you do. You are definitely a major influencer, and we just love your how much savviness, if you want to say that's the word, how much awareness you bring to the world around us from your marketing background, your great big heart, and you're such an asset to this team and this company already. And so welcome. And Miss Sarah, you know, we met Adam first, well, first Carol did, and her associate Barb, who are close friends. And then once Adam got built up a little trust and he became aware of more what we do, at that time, Adam, I'm assuming, Sarah, you begin to look for sponsors because you had a meteoric rise in a used to be a little known sport, but now it's the #1 fastest growing sport in North America. So yes, #1. So Sarah, so you are and let me get this right too, guys, 1 second. First of all, in this past year, you became a gold medalist, which is first place, in case you didn't know, at the 4.5. I'm assuming 4.5 is right below the pro level, right up in there.
The pro level's starting to get bigger and bigger. So it was right before pro level. Now it's like a level and a half before pro level. So
okay. I love it. Well, and again, as a sport, soars and grows, there's all kinds of shifts and evolvements in that sport. So long story short, you were in all of Canada, you won the gold medal in the women's doubles in that sport. And then again, guys, get this. And that was over simply a 15-month window of getting involved, learning. Obviously, Sarah, you're obviously very driven in life. That being said, you're driven, but you also kind of combine that and balance that with this great big heart because you love empowering and uplifting other people. So you're that unique combination, which is why we're so drawn and why you are a beacon for so many people. And because of that, in your background and as an influencer life coach as well, you've been asked recently to head one of the premier manufacturers of this pickleball equipment happens to be ProLite. And
correct, yeah.
You've been asked to lead and direct Team ProLite, which is definitely an honor.
Huge honor. Yes.
Huge, yes.
Yes.
They actually reached out to me 2 months after getting into the sport because of my social media presence, and I was just posting pickleball stuff all over the internet, and we loved their brand. So we got their paddle, started taking pictures saying, hey, we don't know you guys, but thank you for the paddle, they're awesome. And they reached out, sent us some swag, and then eventually asked me if I wanted to be a sponsored athlete. And then getting to know Adam and I together as a power couple, they said, we would love to have you directing our whole team of athletes and brand ambassadors. So this sport has quickly become a very serious part of our life. So we've wanted as many advantages as we can get as far as the athleticism, as far as being able to connect with new people all across North America and expand and be an ambassador for this whole sport, not just one company, but the sport in general.
Yeah, and what's cool, that particular sport is such a, for lack of a better way of saying, a lifelong sport. It's a sport you can do with adults, family, kids, people of all ranges. And the way you can do it with doubles or singles or whatever, and you can shrink the court, you can magnify, you can do half a court. And there's so many ways to adjust that to any health level, any fitness level. So it's just it's a beautiful sport.
It's so fun. It's so fun. I was instantly hooked to this game. So if you haven't tried pickleball, give it a try and you'll find out why everyone is jumping on board, why it's the fastest growing sport. We meet all walks of life, all health levels, all fitness levels, all ages. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And yeah, thank you. I'm so glad we all connected here starting a few months ago. And now to bring us all up to speed, so Carol, you were connecting with Adam for a few months, using his software, etc., getting to know the man and what he's all about, his mission in life. And then he brought Sarah into the equation. And Carol, it didn't take long for you and I to say, hey, because of Sarah's meteoric rise and because of who she is, network influence in both of them, what did we do, Carol? What do we approach Zalevo with?
Well, that we had an athlete that was #1 in Canada and doing so well and loved social media, and that she and her husband wanted to drink Zalevo and take our products and try it out.
Well, yeah, and to align with and you both, I love how you said earlier, once you saw what ProLite was about, only then did you decide to align with them. The same with, is it Tyrol as well? The awesome, yeah, the shoe line that you're also endorsed for. And now, once you saw our mission, our core values, you saw the kind of people that were in the field, you know, Carol, myself, and, you know, Jill and Jim and Barb, and, you know, all these leaders. Then you met some of the founders as you're getting to know, and we made that connection, and you're our tribe and we're your tribe. So it's good to be connected on the same mission, isn't it?
You know, Robert, it comes down to one word, and that word's relationships. Our relationship with ProLite is amazing because we're their tribe. Pickleball is a social sport, so we're connected. Zalevo is a social company. It's about relationships. I know Carol through Barbara, and through them I know several other people. And as a matter of fact, your normal host is in Las Vegas. Your normal co-host, Jim, right?
Yeah.
Is with Andy, who's the first person I ever tasted Zalevo with in her house in Vegas. It's all interconnected, and that's what this human experience is all about.
Yeah.
Well, and I want to chime in on that because, you know, that we're such a good tribe, team, whatever. I had been talking to Adam for a long time about Zalevo, and he said, well, you know, Sarah's got to be on board with that. And then he did a birthday trip to the US, and his mom lives close by, and I said, oh, you've got to go. Here's the address. And Andy welcomed him in with open arms and treated him well, and became friends in very short order. And so that's kind of how it all came about. And then finally, you know, Sarah had a moment of time between kids and playing pickleball to look at it, and the rest is history.
Well, yeah, and it's just the beginning of that journey in history. So yeah, thank you, Carol, for reminding us about that. And again, community, culture, mission, core values, servant leadership, that's what we're all about. And the driver, the vehicle of what we're all talking about is our world-class products. And speaking of, let's shift gears for a moment here, if you will, guys, and let's just talk about what that looked like. So Sarah, in order for you and Adam even to consider, and even for our company to consider that, hey, maybe we have an athlete we can endorse here because of, you know, who you are, the mission. Let's do this initial 30-day experience. So, and again, for those listening, Sarah is the only current sponsored athlete in all of Zalevo, which is cool, really cool. And so because of that, you and Adam were able to start initially with the core formulations. The collagen came along about, what, 2 weeks into the journey, somewhere in there. So what were some of the shifts that either of you were looking for? Because one of the things we wanted to bring out in this call was two very different agendas, for lack of a better word, two very different lifestyles and goals and what your focuses are. So how about we start with Adam first? So Adam, what were 2 or 3 shifts you were looking to see in that initial experience with the formulations?
Well, going back to things I don't really want to share, but I'm going to because it's important to the story. I went from being in a car crash to being in lockdown in Canada. Canada's lockdown was much longer. The gyms were closed. Everything was closed. I put on over 19 pounds. I like to say I put on COVID-19, but it went way past 19. So I needed to get out of my self-imposed hibernation. I needed to lose some weight. I needed to feel good again. And when I first tried Zalevo was right when the gyms were reopening. As a matter of fact, when I went to Andy's house, and shout out to, hi, Andy, hi, Tim, hi, Max. When I went to their house, I was going there from the gym in Las Vegas. That's my direct next stop. And it has made working out and recovering so much easier. It's made my transformation back to feeling good, feeling powerful again. And just the kicker is the collagen. to have that back in my body with that extra level of protein to really kick things in, along with the whey formulations. I'm really happy with the way my body responded. Shoot, I went on vacation for 2 weeks on a road trip with two youngins, came back 11 pounds lighter.
And that was my next question, just even more specifically. So, and that was through the road trip, through vacation, all that goes with that, and a lot of celebrations and mini celebrations. So, wow.
And we have the measurements because we had the scale. Thank you. They want us to have the scale. They sent it to us in Florida. We picked it up and I'm in vacation weighing in. Are you kidding? But the results were great. They speak for themselves. And I really appreciate being able to measure different body composition parts to go along with how I feel.
Yeah, no, I love that. Speaking of that, guys, if you're watching this and haven't heard of it, it's very affordable, but it's a scale that shows not just scale weight. Scale weight is only numbers. It's about the body composition and the shifting that happens from the inside out. It's spelled, the most popular one is Renpro, RENPHRO. Again, we're not affiliates with that company, but it's maybe in the future we can look at that, but we're not. So Renpro is just a great scale, and Amazon has it there for a great price. And we gift most of our customers that scale because we want them to see those internal changes. So, all right, so Adam, so 11 pounds on the scale, and what, any energy, mental clarity, recovery? You mentioned recovery already.
I was just on a road trip for 2.5 weeks with two little kids. That I had plenty of energy. Plenty of energy to go through the whole process.
Okay.
At Disney.
And Disney, yes, Carol.
At Disney, yeah. And then back up here, the gyms are open. We're working out almost every day. Sarah's even back in the gym. I don't want to tell her story, but yeah, we're here. I'm back working out. I'm really happy with things, and I'm about ready to go get a new set of clothing because I'm going to need the next size smaller.
I was going to comment, I can see. So let's ask Sarah that from the from the wife's perspective. Have you seen a leaner, stronger kind of hubby walking around the house?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's looking good.
He's looking good. Yeah. Well, you're looking fit and strong, my friend, Mr. Adams. So, well, let's bounce over to the Canadian pickleball champion. So, Sarah, so obviously you were already in, I mean, game shape. So what were you looking for?
So for me, it's always about having an edge or an advantage in life in general. This is why I became a life coach, why I've invested in multiple businesses. I want to be able to have my time and be able to have fun. I want advantages so that I can teach and win the best strategies. So when I play pickleball, I'm learning from the best people. I'm hiring the best coaches. I'm getting the best equipment, the best shoes, and I wanted the best nutrition. So let's be honest, I looked around. I looked around at different opportunities for who has the greatest cutting edge goji berry technology for nutrition. And, we tested a few things. And actually, it was Carol who sent us a little care package where we got to test this out. And when we got started on this, like, I'm very, very busy. I have multiple businesses. I coach people. I speak. I'm a 2-time #1 best-selling author. So I'm always doing, building, creating, playing. And I just want to have a great, fun, exciting existence where I don't have to be weighed down by the pressures of stress in life, and I can actually just have fun through those times. So I'm looking for nutrition that not only gives me an edge on the court, but also off the court. I want stuff that helps me focus, especially because I have 2 kids running around. I want to be able to go play pickleball, come home, and still want to play with them instead of have to sleep for the next half of the day, which a lot of the time was the case before having proper nutrition. I would go play, and I always play too hard, and I always play one more game, and then one more game, and then one more game. And I come home, and I'm like, meh. Hit the couch, and I'm done for at least 3-4 hours. I wanted to find some nutrition that would keep me going, keep that energy maintained and up there, and my mental acuity and my focus up at tops. And I'll tell you, the first day I tried Zalevo from Carol's little care package was a tournament I went to. Now, I've taken supplements before that didn't really do much. So I took an energy supplement, the E-Vibe, and then also a coffee. I'm like, yeah, no big deal. So I got on the court and I was like, there is a picture, a still shot of me like 6 feet in the air slamming a ball. If you see
Yeah,
the picture,
that's the
you'll
title,
laugh.
leaping mom. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that was the very first day trying Zalevo. And I'm like, okay, this stuff works. And I came home after that tournament, felt great, felt strong, drank a shake and I had collagen in the care package. So I had the ability to recover from that really fast. And then we got, I think it was a week or two before our vacation, we got the full package and I got to put it all in my body and test it out and even did a little fast. And the energy that I get from this stuff, the mental acuity, all the stuff that I said I was looking for that I found here has been so powerful. It has been, when I first tried this stuff, I was like, we'll take it and we'll represent it if it's really great. Now, tell the world. I gotta tell, because I want them all to feel as great as I do and look as great as he does.
I love it. I love that because the power is in it's got to produce results. Otherwise, none of us would be this dedicated and passionate about this.
Not just results. I need like top of the line advantage results, because there is a lot of companies that have nutrition lines out there and natural energy drinks and this and that and shakes and whatnot. And I've tried many. I don't need just results. I want the best results. I want to be the best on the court. The only way to win gold is to be the best, So I wanted something that wasn't just good results. I wanted the best. And I found it. I can 100% hands down, after now being on this product consistently for about 3.5 weeks, tell you, I feel incredible. I feel amazing. I can go out and play pickleball, come home, maintain my energy, feel strong, not just maintained, but still feel strong. Going on in a tournament, sometimes I'm playing for 5 hours and sometimes my last games are a struggle. And I felt like, oh, this is usually when my energy starts to dip at this last tournament last weekend. And I felt it dip for about 5 minutes. And then it was like my system knew to kick into overdrive. And I finished out really, really strong, won the gold medal, super excited, came home and felt amazing.
Wow. Yeah, that next level of endurance, stamina, that sustained strength, clarity, focus. Yeah, I love that. Love that, Sara. So what were some of your favorite ways to use the product, or do you have a couple favorites? Do you use the whole system every day? What does your product usage look like?
All of it. Oh yeah. So, I wake up in the morning and I take 2 fortitudes. I love my brain food, feed my brain. We take the biome, we take the burn mode. No, sorry, we take the E-Vibe mixed with the collagen. So I have that in the morning along with a shake, unless I'm going to the gym. Then I have it right after I'm done working out. I can feel the shake going into my muscles. But that energy, that basically like a pre-workout with the collagen, it just feels amazing. I'm ready to go. And I can tell you it's better than what I get from coffee. And I usually have like smart coffees, nootropic coffees and whatnot. So I've now stopped drinking coffee. I had a coffee today for the first time in like, I don't know, a week and a half, 2 weeks. And it felt weird because I usually drink 1 or 2 cups of coffee a day. So this is a benefit I haven't even really thought about or spoken about, is that it's replacing my coffee addiction, if you want to call it, which, I'm glad to be rid of, drinking this natural health juice that pumps me right up on the pickleball court. It feels really good. So definitely the E-Vibe feels amazing. The shakes are amazing and they're great meal replacements as well. Not that I need to replace many meals. I eat a lot and I can have the meal replacements. Yeah. So it's a good addition, kind of steps up my nutrition as well. And it's also very convenient and simple. That's another thing that I love about all these products, is that, being as busy as I am, sometimes it's really hard to cook a nice meal for both of us. We're both running our businesses, to be able to have a quick shake if I need a snack instead of cooking up some chicken. I can have that, and I can do all of this stuff, all of this program in this system effortlessly, quickly hop on the court, pop one of those powdered right into my drink. I could get the water right from the gym, put the e-vibe in there and get another boost. So it's all super convenient, super simple, and it works amazingly.
Well said. It's like Adam, your wife, your honey is on like, yeah, she's at the your energy is always up here, and I didn't know you
vibe level.
Zalevo, yeah. So it's just fun to see her at that next level. So Adam, same question to you. You know, favorite product? How are you using the products? What's some of your favorite ways to do it?
Well, I know you guys have seen me on the fasting app, so I've been using that burn mode. It's been, for me, I have the trio in the morning. I do that trio. That really gets me going in the day. I love to have the whey after my workout, which for me is mostly rehab. So I'm not moving as much weight as I would, but I'm using as much effort to get myself back into shape. And I am really in the need for protein when I get out of there. I want to lose weight without depleting my muscle share. But for me, the two biggest ones are the daily and the trim. It really got my gut more in alignment than it ever has. I was expecting a particular result from a big fast that I had, and it didn't come during the fast. I don't know why, I don't understand it. But a day later, everything kicked in the way I thought it would. It's like my body was fasting, but it didn't release. It was like, holding on to things. But once I started to eat and do the protein again, everything started to release, and I can see it on the numbers on the scale. So yeah, the trio in the morning along with the two biomes really jack up my life.
Well, I love it in a good way. So yeah, great news. And by the way, my co-host Carol has an older pair of pants that she holds up in a picture. And Carol, they were like, how many sizes difference?
2 or 3 when I was still wearing them, and somebody said, you need to go buy some new clothes. So yeah.
Yeah. And you were already
pardon?
And you were active, you were health conscious, you've been on nutrition for
I was
years.
incredibly healthy, and it's like it took it to a whole nother level. And
Yeah.
it surprised me. I did it to be healthy. I decided I'd be the weight I was all my life. And all of a sudden I wasn't anymore. It was kind of a nice surprise. And like Adam said, I had this major drop in like visceral fat and subcutaneous fat about a day after starting a fast, after ending a fast. I was like, oh, and I went back and checked the calendar. And so it kind of surprised me because it wasn't my first fast. It was and I didn't lose the weight. I lost the weight before I started the fasting. So if somebody's scared of fasting, number one, it's easy with these products. But number two, it's not mandatory.
Well, and that's the point. Like for me, I'm like, through life, I always wanted to keep muscle on and keep weight on. I never had an issue with being overweight. My goal was next level health, keeping my immune system high, keeping inflammation down, recovering, my lifelong endurance athlete. So yeah, very different goals, journeys, but the same formulations, the same nutrition, just used in a different form and fashion and shape. So that's the whole point, So
it's amazing how well it conforms to each person's need, that same products, but they work for each of us, and it can be customized for each of us to get the best results. And
that's been important for us because we have two completely different needs. And I should have started the call off with this, but I have to give both you, Robert, and Carol a massive thank you. Not just for showing us the product, but taking care of us, teaching us, guiding us, being such friendly, kind, caring, connected souls in this journey. And we're super, super grateful to not only know you, but to be on this journey together with you guys. So big thank you to you guys.
We're glad you're on it too.
We are.
And I promise you, when I get to that weight loss goal, I'm going to hold up Carol's pants too.
I love it. I love it. Well, yeah, there's more to come, guys. Speaking of that, I do want to give a little shout out. Those of you want to know about the more of, if you're like me, I'm very curious about how in the heck over this 15-month window, newbie to pickleball, national champion. So if you want to mark in your calendars, guys, October the 12th on this same, the WWW October the 12th will be focused on the athletic journey of Miss Sara. So we're going to go more in depth on that note too. So it's going to be really a fun call. And because tonight was about her and Adam and the family. Speaking of that, I'm sure Adriana and Rose enjoy the shakes.
The shakes, oh yeah, they love them.
I love it. Yeah, be careful with the e-vibe around the kiddos, but some families do that. And but the Ultra 30, and I will say the gut support for so many kiddos. It's amazing how many children have gut issues starting at an early age. We have some beautiful, beautiful results in case you're watching this. And as you're around families more, Adam and Sara, believe me, you're going to bless a lot of families and their kids with these formulations, not just the athletic and or weight loss journey. Guys, with your permission, let's jump over to the group. I know we have a lot of live listeners. How about we honor them? Okay. And
Absolutely.
also, and now is the
Yeah,
time.
if anyone has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. Our experience on the products, being an athlete, we are testing all of the nutrition line all at once. I can tell you, it feels amazing. I haven't felt this good in a long, long time. I was actually training for a bikini competition before COVID, and COVID is the reason why I never got to actually compete. And in that time, I was a little depressed. I couldn't go to the gym. I had to do my workouts from home, and I was not as reliable because I didn't have a personal trainer kicking my butt into gear. And to be able to come back from that with this powerful nutrition, it feels amazing. I feel at the top of my game. I know that I'm not far off from hitting the professional level in my craft and my sport. And I know that with this rocket fuel, it's just going to accelerate me getting there and staying healthy in the process, and keeping myself maintained and uninjured, hopefully.
Yes, that's because we forget sometimes as athletes that recovery is just as vital, if not more. And the training itself, it's the work and the recovery combined. It's all part of the package.
Quality sleep, right? To be able to take supplements that also improve the quality of my sleep. Sleep is extremely important. So the quality of my sleep being elevated gives me another complete set of edges, we'll say.
I love that, Sara. So we want to thank Barb. Barb is here. I call her Barbarossa. She's amazing. Barb is the Carol and Barb brought in Adam and Sara, and then we all met them as well. So thank you, Barbara. She said, so exciting to hear the story. Julie, thanks for being here. What an awesome organization. Barb said her sister plays pickleball and loves it. Yes, we have many friends who do. And then Andy Sage, she's a big hi and love you guys. And Jill Berth, love your story. Kathy Z. Again, guys, if you have any questions, as Sara said, pop them in here. So, and many other listeners, and again, a lot of these lives, it's so easy now people are used to getting this and sharing it and utilizing and leveraging our YouTube channel. If you're watching this on Facebook, again, on YouTube, just type in Team Z for Zalevo Global Impact, Team Z Global Impact. So where you find these videos. And if you're on YouTube, this Facebook page is Your Next Level starts here. So we meet and share stories and information on both platforms. So I guess one of my last questions as we end this chat tonight, guys, there'll be many more chats in the future, is, what's your vision? What do you see happening with your partnership now with Zalevo? What do you see over the next few months, even the next few years here? Start with Adam.
I was gonna say same thing we do every night, Pinky.
We basically would like to be traveling across the entire continent, playing pickleball, teaching people about the happiness of life, which includes health, wellness, spirituality, and family. and Zalevo joining our team as much as we're joining their team. So when we have you on to our call for our team, we're going to be teaming you up with some other world-class sponsors that have nothing to do with nutrition. So having impact and influence on people throughout the world to live their best lives is our mission. My version of our mission.
I love that. Our best
Yeah.
version of who we're created to be. I love that, Adam. So, and Miss Sarah.
Him and I share very similar visions, passion, and purpose. Mine has always been to be the light in people's darkness, to elevate them, to give them a shift, a massive shift in the way they see the world, so the world they see shifts with them. So this is just one of many facets. Like Adam was talking about, we like to unite people, everyone who serves. We love being surrounded by servant-driven leaders who love to see others elevate their life. So we've got all different types of people we like to connect and network together to increase health, to increase your mindset, your emotional well-being, your overall well-being, your money, your influence. Any way we can connect people who want to elevate all these amazing aspects of our life, that's what we do, and we want to do it around the world. So we will continue on that journey because we do it already. We love everyone we get to connect to. It's been a big feel in the heart being part of this journey with you guys. I go off of feeling for everything. I'm always about my intuition and how something makes me feel. He's a little more of like, let's know the science. Let's know a little bit more about the details. How does it work? What's in it? I'm like, I don't know what's in it. Put it in my body. Does it feel good? I don't know these people. Let me hear from them. Do I like them? Do they feel good? Do they feel like my people? So in feeling out the world, I've felt my way into this opportunity, and we continue to feel around amazing people, connecting them, uniting them across the globe, and elevating their lives.
Wow. I ditto. Yeah, well said. I just love and light to you both, and so excited and honored to be on this journey. Carol, closing thought as well.
I just am so glad that they finally made the jump, because like I said, Adam and I had been talking about this for a little while, and he had said from the beginning, I won't do anything unless Sarah's on board. Sarah had been too busy to even look at it, and I'm just glad that the timing was finally right for this, because there's such a good addition to our culture at Zalevo, but Zalevo is such a good addition to their culture that they're building on so many other platforms, and I'm excited to know them on multiple platforms. So
yes, it's a wonderful partnership
yes,
and journey we're all on.
Carol, one of the reasons it took so long is we were trying other formulations. Zalevo wasn't our number one pick at first. There were people I met beforehand. I want to give a shout out to Kirsty. The formulations you put together are superior to anything else that we tried.
Yes, they are.
We tried, and I don't know how to mix trials with others. In the way we tried yours, and the instant response, the love that you gave us, the direction you gave. I'm very systemic. You gave me a system to work with. Blew away the other people we tried beforehand, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of it, is you wanted a system. Sarah wanted to be able to just put it in wherever she could fit it in. And I tell people all the time, I had a lady the other day that Adam, and she made the comment, she goes, well, in looking at everything, I thought I had to change everything I was doing and totally do this, this system. And I said, oh no, don't change a thing you're going to do. Eat like you're doing, sleep like you're doing, add this and this and this in, and then see what happens. And so, she goes, oh, okay, because you don't have to change everything at once. But I mean, I jumped in full bore, kind of like y'all did, but so many people want to try with just a few things or try this or that. My favorite thing is that when you're doing the shakes, you don't have to cook and you don't have to clean up. Now, I'm a good cook, and Keith does our cleanup. So we've got that worked out after all these years, but it just makes life so simple, or, especially when we're busy and it's like, oh, one day I asked Keith, I said, do you want a steak or a shake? And he said, I want a shake. You know, and I'm offering him like a T-bone that I cook a mean steak. And he said, yeah, let's just do a shake.
A good
So,
balance there. Yeah. I want
It
to
tells you how good it is.
Yeah, I know, exactly. It's always about the balance. But again, what a great interview tonight. And there'll be so many more of these calls face to face. I can't wait for some of the events that we'll all be together. And then more virtual activities as well coming up. So guys, again, you're a blessing. Each and every one of you on this live call or the recording, you are a blessing equally. So we always do a 1, 2, 3 force for good, Adam and Sarah. In case you're wondering, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. And they're going to just yell out force for good. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Force for good.
I love you guys. Take care.
Much love.
Bye, guys.
Take care.